I want to bring you back to the Russia-Ukraine war once again because there are some new interesting developments in the war. A new evacuation order has been issued in Russia's Belgorod region as its Krasnaya Yaruga district fears an incursion by Ukrainian forces. This is according to the regional governor. I'm not gonna bother butchering his name. I'm just gonna pronounce it wrong. So this is very interesting, however, because this is the third Russian region that has been issued some evacuation orders, which means that the Russian, or simply the Ukrainian offensive is actually very successful. It's very successful in being an offensive or simply invasion, right? I want to bring you to this other fact as well of the day, I guess. Repairs may be needed after a fire at Zaporizhzhia nuclear plant. This is the sixth, or this is actually the largest nuclear power plant in Europe, I believe, which has 6 different nuclear reactors in one plant, it is a huge facility. The head of Russia's state nuclear energy company, Rosatom, says that the cooling tower at the Zaporizhzhia nuclear plant, which has been Russian-held since March 2022, may need to be replaced, according to Russian state news agency RIA Novosti. Russia and Ukraine accused each other of starting a fire at the power plant yesterday, but both sides reported no sign of alleviated radiation. This is just a cooling tower, so of course there isn't going to be any radiation or anything that is spread except for black smoke, because this is a cooling tower. This isn't the nuclear plant or simply the nuclear reactor burning. This is just the cooling tower. It is interesting, however, because they are currently in cold shutdown, which means that if both of these towers would be working, these cooling towers, the other tower next to it would emit normal steam. I think this is just some staged thing to get some more press about this, or is simply to scare Ukrainians, because this is actually Russian occupied. I don't really know the purpose of it, but I think it's just emotional blackmail at this point. So it is actually very interesting as well, because back in 2022, when when they took control over the power plant, Zelensky and his new dealers, of course, they wanted to make this into some very good fear mongering and simply get as much press as possible about this to get people on their side. So what they said was that they have signs of radiation signs, right? This, however, was not true, but they did, however, get the propaganda in a lot of people. I talked to some people about this, and I said, maybe it's not true. I don't believe this is actually true. It's fear mongering. But they talked about it, and they were adamant. They were 100% sure that this happened, which means that they would have 100% of his support, Zelensky's support. It's just, they really like to use this radiation fact to get people on their side. So I want to show you this map over here. This is the Belgorod region. This is right next to, or right under, Kursk, which has been issued evacuation orders. Both Lipetsk and Kursk have been issued this. So now the Belgorod region, making it free, regions have now been, issued these kinds of orders. So I want to bring you to this other article, right? Ukraine launches second cross-border offensive against Russia in the latest humiliation for Russian and sparks fresh evacuations amid nuclear power plant fire blackmail. So this is what I'm talking about. I believe this is just some staged thing to get people to be they want to emotionally blackmail the Ukrainians into simply give up their offensive because it is so successful as it is. I believe this is just some blackmail, honestly. I think they're right about this. Because no way in heck, I guess I should say on YouTube, is this actually a problem with the nuclear power plant itself. I believe this is just staged. Of course, you probably are going to have to replace this cooling tower, but I believe it's more staged than anything. I don't know, however, it is speculation, so. Ukrainian nuclear power plant catches fire as Kiev accuses Russian saboteurs of blackmail after launching a vicious cross-border assault into Kursk. I think, honestly, it's a lot more likely that this is some sabotage to emotionally blackmail the Ukrainians into believing that if they go on with this offensive, more things are going to happen to this nuclear power plant, because it is kind of taboo to talk about nuclear power plants in Ukraine because of what happened in 1986 with the Chernobyl nuclear power plant. Honestly, I do not know, but I don't want to speculate too much about this, but I think what is currently going on is because of the offensive, not because of some actual accident on a nuclear power plant. That's it doesn't make sense that the cooling tower would catch fire like this. It is just a cold cooling tower with no actual purpose to it right now. It really makes you wonder though. But I guess I'll just leave it there. Next video is coming up later today. Like, share, subscribe, and I'll see you next.